I'm Tommie Lee, and this is the Scam of the Week. Jan Diaz, the president and CEO of your Better Business Bureau serving Northern Indiana, joining us once again. Jan, how are you today?
I'm doing well, Tommie. Thanks.
So welcome back, everyone. Moving season has arrived as students get ready to leave for home from the university. And, you know, if you've ever moved before, you already know the drill. Boxes everywhere, a timeline that feels impossible, approximately 100 things plus one that can go wrong before you even get the truck loaded. And Jan has a warning that every single person planning a move this spring or summer needs to hear. Jan, moving's already stressful enough. Now we need to worry about scammers as well.
Yeah, that's very true. And Tommie, moving can feel like a lot of stuff going on at once. But here's the thing. During moving season, it's a busy time of year for scammers because they know people are often overwhelmed. So when you're moving and juggling a lease deadline, a new address, and piles of boxes, like you said, and 100 other things, your guard can drop a little without you even realizing it. And scammers count on that because in the middle of the chaos, you still have to hire someone to move everything that you own.
And the stress itself is part of what makes people vulnerable.
Yeah, absolutely. Because now you're trusting someone you may not know with your furniture and your valuables and even your memories. It could be literally everything that you own. And that's exactly where the risk comes in. Scammers will try to take advantage of that moment, hoping that you'll move quickly, skip the research, and then trust them without asking too many questions.
All right. So, Jan, what does a moving scam actually look like? Walk us through it.
Yeah, so there are a few versions of this moving scam, and it can really happen to anyone. The first version is what I call the no-show. So a moving company gives you a great quote, so you pay a deposit to lock in your date, and then on moving day, nobody shows up.
Well, that is a nightmare, especially if you've already handed over the keys to your old place.
Yes, and the timing makes it so much worse because they don't show up on your scheduled moving day when everything you own needs to be packed up. So this means you have to scramble to find another mover or figure out if you can rent a moving truck and somehow do it all yourself. And another scam is the upcharge situation. So the company gives you one price up front, and then after the job is done, the price suddenly changes. And not by a little, it can jump quite a bit.
So in other words, you agree to one price, and now they want you to pay something completely different.
Right. And the most common excuse is that your items weighed more than expected. At least that's what they say. And the scammer hits you with an extra fee based on the weight of your items, and that was not in the original quote.
So basically you're stuck and you can't really say no at that point, especially considering they've probably already got your stuff.
Yes, and this is where things really start to go downhill because the movers show up, they load it on everything onto the truck, and then your belongings never arrive at the destination, or you get a call from the mover saying they will not deliver your items unless you pay them more than what you were originally quoted.
Essentially, your belongings become hostages.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And once you're in that type of situation, it is incredibly stressful and difficult to resolve it. And that's why we want everyone to take steps to avoid getting there in the first place.
All right. So what do people need to do before they hire a moving company? What are the proper steps?
Yeah, great question. So there's 4 simple things that you can do to avoid these types of moving scams. First, do your research before you book with anyone. Look the company up on BBB.org, read reviews from real customers, and make sure the company has a verifiable physical address, as well as proper insurance and the right registration. And here's the thing, if they're moving you across state lines, that means that they need to be registered with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration and the U.S. Department of Transportation. And then if it's a local move, check the regulations for your state, like for us, the state of Indiana, to see what the regulations are. The movers may also need to be able to show proof of insurance. And if they can't show you the proper paperwork, that's your sign to walk away.
So no address, no insurance, no registration. no deal.
No deal. And second, just be careful about paying a large upfront deposit. A legitimate moving company should not ask for a big payment before they've done any work. So if a company is pushing hard for a big deposit right away, that pressure is a red flag worth paying attention to.
Now, that makes good sense. You would not pay a contractor in full before they even started the job.
Right. It's the same idea. And third, get everything in writing before moving day. Your contract should clearly spell out the pricing, the delivery date, what happens if something is damaged, and everything else tied to that agreement. If a company is reluctant to put things in writing, you should back away from that deal immediately.
And what's the fourth thing?
Yeah. Fourth, document your belongings before the move. Label your boxes. You can create a simple inventory list. You can take photos of your valuables before they go onto the truck. So this type of documentation is incredibly helpful if something does go wrong or goes missing, or you have an item that gets damaged. And it also makes it much harder for a company to claim that your items weighed more than they actually did.
So research the company, be cautious with large deposits, get everything in writing, and document your belongings before the move. Those are the 4 steps that could save somebody a massive headache here during moving season.
Yeah, they really could. And I know it feels like a lot of extra work when you're already overwhelmed, but taking these extra steps early on in the process can save you a lot of stress later on.
All right, Jan, if people have been scammed, what should somebody do if they are already in a bad situation with a moving company? What's the next step?
Yeah, well, first, if your belongings are being held and the company is refusing to deliver them without you giving them more money, call your local law enforcement right away. This type of situation raises serious concerns. Law enforcement can help. Don't just accept the situation and pay the money. Make sure you reach out for help first.
Exactly. You do not have to handle that alone. There are people who can step in and help you out.
Yeah, there absolutely are. And after the immediate situation is addressed, report the moving scam to BBB Scam Tracker at bbb.org/scam tracker and to the Federal Trade Commission at reportfraud.ftc.gov. Filing a report will do 2 things. It's going to warn other people in your community who might want to hire the same company, and it also gives investigators the patterns that they need to go after the scammer. Filing a report can protect a lot of people.
And as always, don't be embarrassed. These scammers are professionals at what they do, and they've gotten very good at it over the years.
Yeah, exactly right, Tommie. And moving is already a lot to manage, whether you're starting somewhere new or downsizing, even making a fresh start. The goal is to keep the process as smooth and straightforward and easy as possible. And taking a little extra time up front to do your homework can really go a long way in protecting everything you own. It can also help you avoid a situation you definitely do not want to be in.
Very valuable information right now, Jan, as moving season kicks into high gear. We appreciate it. Everybody planning a move needs to hear this before they sign anything. If you know somebody who's getting ready to go through a move, please let them know about the podcast. Do your homework before you hire a mover. Don't let the stress of moving rush you into a decision you're going to regret. Jan Diaz, President and CEO of Your Better Business Bureau serving Northern Indiana. We appreciate you, and we will move on to the next topic next week.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it, Tommie.
Podcasts by Federated Media.